Hello YouTube. Once again, we're going to try the impossible. There is some writing on this screwdriver. I took a picture. You can try to figure out what you think it says. This won't be as hard as what you think it is, but to get it apart, so. Here we go. Let's see if we can bring this one back. I'm sure I'll probably paint the handle on it, so stay tuned. Okay, we got that off by hammering a little bit on the vise. So it was kind of round out here, but we're going to try to squeeze that wood back. You know, it might be better for a person. I don't know about putting it in water. Let's squish it with the vise grips and see what happens. If it does crack, it'll be inside of here hidden. I wonder if we got any brass we could replace this with. I brought in a small punch to put inside there in the vise to try to hammer that round again. But that's really exploded right there. And I squeezed it, I just ended up making it square, but yeah, it's pretty damaged. Stay tuned for more. Flitz, because it deserves it. Okay, here's my idea. Don't worry about that splitting. I had tape on when I did it, but this goes in first, okay? And my drill gave out. I can't find my charger. I would have went a little deeper. And then this goes on. I may have to stop the camera. Let's see if we can do it. Here, we'll stop and put it together. Okay, here we go. See how I hammered that around there? I started out on this end, pounding that bit in there. And be careful and stuff. You could split that brass. I have a couple of casings that was getting me, and they're split after firing, but not the best forging, blacksmithing job. But deciding whether should I make this a little shorter. I mean, I make it any shorter, it doesn't really matter to me. Just remember, when you cut these shells off, that's solid thickness. See that? That's a solid. You got to measure back, and you got to go past this lip that direction. Because I was right on it with the cutter thing. And my cutter disc. I made a groove with the cutter disc all the way around. Then I took my hacksaw. Because it wasn't easy. There's really no way to hang it on to. I didn't want to shove it in the vise. I had it in the vise grabbing this part. When I hacksawed back here, you can see where it's all gouged. To saw off the good part. So there was no way to hold it really to take the cutter blade, my big rotary tool, without causing a disaster, because it'll snag, stuff will fly. So I just carved a line in there like an indent, like I've showed on a shaft. If I want to cut it with a hacksaw, I'll grind a little slot in there with a hacksaw or with the, you know what I mean. So what do you think? I may just paint it. In fact, I know I'm going to paint it, because you're not going to get that paint out of there. And look at the pictures on the end, because I used my drill and I had it laying on the table, not standing up. I have it laying like this to use for a lathe. Oh, it's a lot easier. You put your hand over like this, and you can pull the trigger. 4 old batteries. My cheap drill. Both batteries are dead. We'll go with that. So we come back, we'll be done. I had this chucked up in the lathe and the drill right on this neck before I, redid it. Well, now it'd probably be easier if I don't want to damage it. And I took 1200 grit sandpaper, then I flitzed it. Somewhere in you'll see me do my little promo thing. Flitz. Because it deserves it. I don't get paid to show any products. We're going with that. Should we paint it red? I'm really leaning on it. I haven't made a red one yet. I mean, it was red before. Look at the end grains. See where it sucks it up? Like little straws. Here's the thing where it came out of the lathe, that little thing that holds it. Oops, focus. There. It's dry. Excuse my hand. It is so dry out in this environment. Your hands will dry out from epoxy and sanding. You'll have no more. All you gotta do is put some lotion on your hands. Do a load of dishes. I already did a load of dishes yesterday, but I didn't put no lotion on. I messed up. And use palm olive dish soap. See, from another product. It's good for your hands. While I'm rambling, I feel like I'm sitting in the shop. I'm not. It's a professional video. Get to work. Let's just go for it. Let's make this one a little bit longer just for the fun of it. I want you to see that. It's like little straws sucking up the paint. Okay, we're not going to be back till we're done. Said, we'll epoxy all the crack parts. This will be epoxy in the handle. We'll have plenty of epoxy there when this goes on. I did have electrical tape around that wood when I was drilling it. It's just I went to a bigger bit to get through here, and it was right at the extreme. And I don't know if I can get this out on camera. It was at the extreme. See that? Because I had to go like 5/16. I don't have a 1/64 bit. So, 1/4 inch wasn't enough. But 5/16 was almost too big. But this was all cracked and everything anyway. Believe me, it was. It was cracked so bad it looked like rolled cardboard. It had been destroyed so bad, the fibers of the wood. It had like layers to it. By the time I tried straightening it with a pair of pliers and squeezing it. Way too much talk. We just spent 5 minutes discussing this, but oh well, you might get something useful out of this. Back to work. I like it, but it's gonna need a second coat. And I thought for a moment to put my sparkly red. No, I've done it. We've all seen that last year. It's gonna need a second coat. If you really look, see down in there. And the brush I used had black in it before, and I had to stop in the middle and wash it out again real quick. So we'll try to mark on here when I get the second coat of red, and then when I get the clear coat on. I'll have a picture of this. But back to work. Well, here's the clear coat. I didn't think that'd hold it, that small piece of styrofoam. I need to put a weight on the bottom, which is great for holding your model car parts. It started lifting the paint on the second coat, because I thinned that paint way now, and the clear coat was terrible. It started leaving brush strokes. It looked like some kind of wood grain. I can see it. You may not be able to see it. Like around in there. Sorry if I got off camera. Straighten it over in here and there. Well, you get to see all the mess. I pile tools up. It's an organized mess. I can grab whatever I want. It's within arm's reach. Well, we're going to polish that up because we haven't blitzed it yet. And we're going to put it together. This is almost dry. Yeah, that works pretty good. Oh, we've got now these bits to put over that shell to hold it with some tape so we can blitz it really good. So we'll be back when it's done. Okay, here's the finished product. And I had a ruler. You know I always do that all the time. This thing's about what? Look out from here. 5 inches long. The handle is what? You'd say about 2 3/4. In this shell casing, I put it about 1.5 inches. So that's about 2 1/4, 2 3/4. I like it. It's something I can use at the bench because I use number 2 like sheetrock screws when I'm holding some little wood form together or something I'm making. So there's time I do use screws right at the bench. But I like how I formed that shell casing around there. It just fit when I drove it through there. And these are not a 1/4 inch across. They're close to it. They're like in between a 1/4 inch drill bit to drill through the wood, and the 5/16 is almost too big of a bit, so you bored a hole through the wood. But we're in there a long ways. We're in there to about right here. Plus I put a lot of epoxy on the end. So when I shoved it in, whatever squeeze went this way. And I was careful putting epoxy on here. There's a bunch of epoxy on the wood. Of course, I don't know if I took a picture. I epoxied this in first, then fixed all the cracked wood, and then epoxied this and put over it. So there's some holding it here, and some back in here, and a little bit squished out. You're not really going to see it. I think you see it roll by, but we ain't going to tell anybody. No, it's not the greatest. I do not like painting with red. I've never had any luck with it covering right. Some cameras it'll turn out looking pink or orange, but it's actually looking red today, because that glue over there is like an orangish red. Because that's orange. This is like this has some orange to it. That's red, a dark red. So the camera's doing good today. Cleaned my table. I had my scraper out and paint thinner, and she's rolling away on me. Glad the clear coat's dry. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. I mean, it's just a handy little screwdriver you can fit in your hand. So it's not as big as you think it is for a small one, because you see I can cover up my whole hand and work with it. That's it. We're out here. We had enough. I like it. It's the only red handle one I have, so I'll know it when I see it.